Hello and welcome to the Idiots Talking Podcast. I'm Braden.
And I'm Given.
And today is me and Given's first time having a conversation in two and a half weeks.
Yep. Because I was on spring break. So,
yeah.
That's the reason. We don't have any, or Braden said he had two things to talk about. Yeah. Are those actual topic type things or just stuff about your week?
Just things that have been going on in my life.
But there's still stuff to talk about. So we don't have a really overarching topic we're gonna hit this podcast. But it'll be good. Don't worry.
Mostly because our episode where we asked for topic ideas has no topic ideas in the comments.
Yeah. I can't believe that 11 people who are subscribed to us. How could you? Come on, guys.
Oh, fake friends.
It's like you're not even listening to the podcast or something.
I mean, even from looking at the title, you could say, oh, they need topic ideas. Let me give them some.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do songs first.
Let's do weeks first.
Okay. I'm gonna hit some stuff first, and then we'll do you, and then try to circle back to me. Just because I went on spring break this past week, so I was doing a lot of things. So I drove to Colorado with the rock climbing club for my spring break trip, and we climbed mountains and crap.
Wait, you climbed mountains?
No, not fully up a mountain, but we hiked up, I don't know if I can call it a mountain. It was a really steep hill, and then at the top there's some there are rocks that went up 30, way more than 30, 100 feet straight up from there, and there were routes all over these rocks, and you could climb different routes, but there was also a hiking path, and it was like a plateau. It was flat on the top, and then it kind of just dipped off suddenly, and then it kind of went downhill at a steep angle. It was very dope, regardless of what I do or don't call it. But we also did hike up an actual mountain, a guaranteed mountain, because we also drove to Rocky Mountain National Park while we were in Colorado. And
That's
guess
cool.
what happened there, Brayden? You ready for this?
You got assaulted.
I got sexually assaulted. No.
I mean, I just said assaulted. You put the sexual all up in there, so.
As I do. Don't worry about it. I lost my wallet.
Oh, did you find it?
No, it's on a mountain somewhere.
Jesus.
So we're hiking up this mountain, and half of the group didn't really want to go, but we weren't just gonna sit at the bottom or something. So we walked up anyway, and then we ended up almost reaching the top, but we'd been hiking for so goddamn long, it was just we don't know when we're gonna reach the top. We could tell it was very close, but it was getting dark and we had to turn back soon. Regardless, the whole time I was taking pictures and stuff, and I had a cooler that I was carrying, which had our food, and then in a pocket on the side it had my keys, wallet, and phone. And walking up, taking pictures, whatever, putting my phone back in the thing. Just because the snow was so steep, you could literally step, and if you didn't step on where somebody had stepped previously and compacted the snow, your foot would sloop down to groin. Your groin would have snow on it. Yeah, it was deep stuff.
Even tall boys like you and me?
Even tall boys like you and me, yes. So I didn't want to carry the stuff in my pockets because I was I'm scared I'm going to fall in and just it'll flop out of my pocket or something. Regardless, I got up the mountain. Everything was fine. And then we flopped down the mountain. And we get in the car and I'm like, hey, Jonah, can you pass me my phone? And he's like, oh wait, no, I said wallet, obviously. I was going to put my stuff back in my pocket now that we were driving. And there was no wallet. And the only place it could have fallen out is on the way down the mountain, because it was in there on the way up taking pictures. But
what was in your wallet that you lost?
So I mean, people can be mad at me. I'm so chill that it doesn't really matter. You'll know what to be mad at once I say it. But I had like $40 I'd saved up for I had over $40 I'd saved up for the trip.
In cash?
In cash. I had my credit card, my Bradley ID, my driver's license.
Okay, but that stuff could all be like replaced, and you can cancel the cards.
Yeah. Now it's for the part where you can get upset at me.
Is it what I think?
What
is it? What I think it's gonna be?
Probably. I had my state ID, my social security card.
Yeah, that is why I am upset at the social security card. Stupid given.
And I also had my my draft card in there, but I mean,
wait, your draft card?
Yeah, you know, you gotta sign up to get drafted.
I did, but I didn't get a card.
You're supposed to get a card. They give you a card. I don't know what the card is for, but they give you one.
Oh, well, you gotta memorize your social security card. Given I memorized mine, it's 456-78-1257.
Please say you're joking.
I'm not joking. Yes, I am joking.
Thank God, because I was like, I'm probably gonna forget to edit that out. I was like, oh goodness.
You think I'm that stupid?
You just started saying it, and I could see you being like, Given, you better edit that out. Just to be mean to me. But realistically, I'm gonna edit this so much later, I'm gonna forget this happened. But yeah, I kept my social security card in my wallet because I never misplace my wallet, and I don't have a safe place to put it otherwise.
Okay, I have, just in case I forget my social security card, my social security number, in my notes on my phone. Mm-hmm. I have it written, but if you look at like the note, you wouldn't tell that it's a social security number. I have it like mixed up.
He's got like some sneaky stuff going on there. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I doubt anybody's going to steal my identity, and if they do, I'll deal with it. I'm a chill guy. Whatever happens, happens. I'll definitely be fine. So I'm okay, you know. I'm a little sad that I don't have the money that I'd saved up, but
yeah, but I mean, it's
otherwise,
just $40. I mean, yeah.
Listen, but I worked for that $40.
Listen, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Exactly. Yeah. So we hiked up some mountains, climbed some stuff, lost my wallet, and I say one of the most interesting things that happened. Excuse me. Actually, there's like various interesting things that happened throughout the trip, but one that was specific to rock climbing, since it was a rock climbing club trip. I've been on rock climbing club trips before, so I already knew this, but Jonah went, and he doesn't really understand why I dislike the rock wall so much, which is for various reasons. But one of them is routes up, like when you're rock climbing, have different difficulty levels, and the rock wall difficulty levels are like way off. Like you'll climb something and it'll be like way harder than it should be. And it always annoys me, so I usually don't climb that often. And he realized that on the trip. And he explained it very well. It's because if you're climbing up a rock face in nature, the rock, like the route is set because somebody looks at the rock and is like, there's enough features on that to climb. And, you know, you'll have, like, pieces of rock that are sticking out farther, little places you can stick your hand in, various things. And the difficulty is just on how hard it is to, like, figure out what move you have to do to keep getting up the wall, or, like, how actually, like, physically difficult it is. Like, if you have to jump to a hold or something, or do some weird things. But on the rock wall at our campus, the difficulties are mostly set on, we're going to put a bunch of really small holds that are impossible to hold on this, and that's what the whole route's going to be. But in nature, there might be like a few holds like that on a route, but you're never just going to have a whole route of dumb holds. And that's one of the reasons I don't like the rock wall. And other people who hadn't been on rock climbing trips before realize that, and they're like, oh, I hate it. But that means they're gonna try to make better routes. They're doing route setting right now, which is they just tear all the rocks off the wall and they put up routes. So there's a chance we'll get some better ones, but still, that was interesting.
That's cool. Is that all you got?
I'm trying to look at my notes, which are kind of being reflected off my desk. I've got some other things that happened like today, but let's let you hit some stuff.
Okay, so this last week I have had rehearsals, and on my rehearsal, I think it was on Tuesday. No, it was on Saturday. We blocked the scene where I get attacked by an escaped Russian spy. And I get hit twice with a lead pipe in the head. And so basically, he hits me the first time. I fall to the floor on my back. Then he grabs my legs and drags me off stage. And then the second time I come on stage, all dazed and confused with no pants on. And then he hits me again, and I stage turn, and I fall into his arms, and then he drags me off.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
I mean, it sounds very cool. Sounds like a lot of interesting stuff, you know.
Yeah. And then last night we blocked the scene where the collection of scenes where I'm running around in my undies.
Really quick question about theater stuff. What does it mean when you say you blocked it? I'm guessing that now I'm just assuming so.
So you know how choreography, you're learning the dances? Well, blocking is like that, but with your movements on stage.
So you're learning all the different like sets of movements you have to do.
You're learning. You're blocking. Blocking means you learn where you go on stage when.
Okay. Just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah. Okay. And then Saturday that night, I drove up to Stockton, Illinois, which is about an hour away from here, to see one of my friends play Belle in Beauty and the Beast, and she was really good.
That's nice.
It was, I think that's the farthest I've ever driven.
How far
period.
was it?
About an hour.
That's the farthest you've ever driven, period?
Yeah.
Okay. I do go on a lot of road trips, so I mean, I guess I have a skewed view.
And speaking of road trips, I have some things we could talk about ours later.
Okay.
Then I ended up having to miss the last two Champs nights because of songwriting sessions, which is it's good and bad. You know, I like Champs nights, but you know, I like songwriting too, so you know.
Yeah.
But actually today I made up for Champs night because I met up with a friend there for lunch. So
yeah, he did.
I did.
We talked about this just while trying to figure out when we were gonna record the podcast.
And the Saturday before last. Okay, so I wake up probably at like 9:00, and then I send out my good morning streaks to all my Snapchat streaks. And then I get a Snapchat from my friend Keegan, who I have a streak with. And he's like, "Hey, Braden." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Are you trying to go to Rockford, like, right now?" And I was like, "Bet." And so he picked me up like 20 minutes later. And then we went to Rockford for like most of the day. It was pretty chill. We went to Guitar Center. Then we ate at Five Guys, which was amazing as usual. And then we went to the mall and chilled there. And then we went home, met up again, got dinner. And then we ended up seeing a show at the middle school in Rock Falls. It was okay.
Just roast them.
No, it was an all right show. It was good.
Okay.
And then a few days ago, me and Keegan, we go to Dixon to meet up with Race and Brad, and we park in the parking lot by Rosebrook to walk to Brad's work, which is only a few blocks away. And we were walking because it was so nice outside. And then we're about to cross the street the first time.
And you see some black people on the other side, and you're like, "Oh, never mind. We can't. It's too late."
No, I hear just someone screaming at me. Calling, like, this said, "What's up, pussy?" And I hear that getting screamed at me, and I look around, and my uncle is driving in his truck, screaming out at me.
What a twist. A funny twist, though. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good. I don't get to see, like, a lot of my extended family a lot, so it was good. And speaking of, and then that night we went to Airplay and chilled out there for like 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've been doing a lot of I've been doing a decent amount of planning for our road trip next summer.
We'll talk about that, but in a second, I just want to. You said something during your update, and I was like, "Oh, I've got something similar that I forgot about." You songwriting and stuff. I have a friend, Justin, who also is musical. And
is he a songwriter?
Yeah, he was the other guy in the podcast that wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
He's trying, and he's written various things, but he hasn't like committed to any of them. But
I mean, so have I. So
yeah. So a similar sort of thing, but Jonah asked me, I think today, if I would be interested in writing a song with him.
Wait, does Jonah play guitar?
No, but we're talking about lyrics, and then we can probably find. I'll just be like, "Hey, yo, Bradley," and then he'll send me some sick beats.
Why does it have to be Bradley? Why does it have to be Bradley? Why can't it be me?
Because he actually does stuff in GarageBand.
Oh. I could record guitar parts for you.
I mean, you could do that and send him to Bradley, but I'm saying he's edited songs and stuff before, so
the proper term. Hey, the proper term is mixed.
I'm sorry. Don't shoot me, please.
Come on, Given, get your head in the game. I said head, and I could make that joke because I've done that musical twice. So,
because I've gotten head twice, guys.
And you didn't see it, but I flipped off my webcam.
Oh, nice. The viewers are so happy.
That wasn't towards the viewers. I was towards you.
It's too late. The viewers are just like, they're crying to themselves.
Good.
But yeah, but I mean, I'd like to try making a song. I love music, and I know what like makes me happy when listening to songs. So I'd be interested in trying to make my own thing.
You just gotta write what's in your head.
What's in my head, dude? Yeah, but tell me about New York. Also, side comment. Jonah is excited for that. He's a little worried like it might not happen, just because it was like us just like we should do it. But if we do, he's gonna be very happy doing it.
I could say there's probably an 85% chance that it will happen. Because, you gotta, just something, might happen as to where we can't. But I'd even push to say 90% it will happen.
I was like, I know me and you, like, we're usually not doing that much. Like, even when I get a job, I'd probably be like, well, one, I'm not going to have a job then anyway. But two, even if I did, I'd probably still be like, okay, let's yeet out of here to New York, So, I mean,
and I have
probably happen.
A piece of paper that basically outlines a lot of things. So I have what?
Just before that, what was the thing you invited me to do this summer? We're gonna watch something.
The Super Carlin Brothers meetup.
Yeah, and that's Braden literally called me. He's like, "Hey, would you be interested in this?" And I'm like, "Sure."
No, I called you like the day they announced it, which was like 3 weeks ago, and you said no. And I called you yesterday.
The first time you called me, you asked if it's something that I would like want to go to, like if I was just like if I was a big enough fan where I would want to do that, which I'm not that like a super big of a fan of them, but like I do like them. And he called me yesterday, and you finished the story.
Basically, I said, "Hey, will you drive if I buy your ticket?"
And I was like, "Sure, man. I'm down to clown."
Yeah.
And it's in Chicago anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, easy, man.
And we get to watch the new Lion King in the theaters with them, and then we get to meet them after. So.
They'll be like, "And what's your name?" I'll be like, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, Jay knows me. He knows who I am because I watch his Twitch streams every week.
Wow, you know who doesn't watch my Twitch streams? Braden.
What do you mean? I always watch your Twitch streams, stupid.
I know, but you don't like actually watch them. But it's okay. It doesn't really matter.
That's just because Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's a better game than Fortnite.
I'm sorry.
And so I have this piece of paper about things on the road trip, about cities I think we should go to, and like, okay, so I have the city, the distance between those cities, and how long it would take to get there.
It's so funny. You're acting like New York isn't a city. Like it's like a state or something that has cities in it, but it's just New York.
Yeah.
Silly.
No, all the cities that we could hit going to New York on the way.
Ah, now that's an idea. Tell me.
Now, I have Chicago. We could hit up Chicago, just bull, because, you know, we're close. And then from Chicago, we could go to Cleveland. And then from Cleveland to Pittsburgh. And then Pittsburgh right into Philadelphia. And then from Philadelphia to Newark. And then Newark is literally right across the river from New York.
Okay. Well, if we are going to do that, then we're probably going to need to like sleep somewhere halfway.
And actually, I have...
He's like, a halfway point to sleep at. And I'm like,
no.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I have a connection in Pittsburgh to where we could maybe find places to sleep, because one of the people I work with in the theater is from Pennsylvania and knows people in Philadelphia that we could possibly stay with.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm down to clown.
And Pittsburgh, I think, is like a little over halfway. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, but that's about fine anyway. Because it's like 24 hours. No, not 24.
It's like 20 hours. Actually, my time estimate probably is not good, because I took the fastest way that Google would let me, you know, which would probably have a lot of tolls. And I think we could probably, at least in Illinois, we could do the tolls, because don't you have an iPass?
Yeah.
So like Illinois tolls wouldn't be an issue.
I know I might be able to, because I've driven to I think the iPass might just work everywhere.
You think?
Because we drove to Virginia like last spring break. No, for my sister's birthday over the summer, and like we didn't pay tolls. We just meow.
Well, so if everything I have is right, that's a total of 994 miles.
I thought you were gonna say dollars. I was like, oh wait a minute.
Oh. And 16 hours driving. That's if we just go, like, that's without any stops. And I feel like we should at least spend a few hours in each city, you know?
Okay.
And what?
I would be down.
Yeah. And then I have other things. I have things about what we could do in the cities. Like in Cleveland, we could go see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Pittsburgh, I don't know what they have there. In Philly, we could see some cool U.S. history stuff. There's some like Rocky monuments, because I guess that's where Sylvester Stallone's from. And we could eat cheesesteaks, because those sound good.
Okay, I have a just side comment based off what you were saying. I have this weird thing that happens to me where like I'll go somewhere or do something. Like my specific example is, as a child, I went to like Martin Luther King Museum with my father, and you know it was like, oh, I'm at a museum. This is boring. But then I went there later, and like all my memories were like happy-fied. Even though I know when I was there, I like was kind of bored there. I went there, and it was just like nostalgia.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was interesting.
But yeah, then in Newark, I don't really have anything. And then I have a lot in New York City. Because in New York City...
And then New York City, we got like literally nothing to do, guys. I think we're just going to just sit there and cry and then drive back.
In New York, I've got Broadway, which is probably my thing that I'm going to do, definitely. If you guys can go.
The big shopping area with all the signs and lights and stuff.
Times Square.
That's the one.
That's also on my list.
Do you have Broadway? The park?
Yeah. Broadway, Central Park, Chinatown, the Empire State Building, Times Square, Wall Street, Battery, and Bryant Park, and Grand Central Station. Those are all places I went to except for Chinatown and the Empire State Building.
Add the Museum of Natural... What's the one?
The Museum of Natural History?
That's the... Is that it? The one from Night at the Museum?
I think so.
Okay, add that to the list.
Natural History.
Also, we gotta steal the Declaration of Independence. So
that's in DC.
Dang it.
But yeah, I think that'd be fun. So do you want to do songs now?
Yeah.
Okay, you can go first.
I was thinking to myself, I liked the song, which was Dawn, parentheses, Go Away, by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Obviously, they got some great voices. They know how to hit a song good, all the beats and stuff. And they do the thing a little bit where, like, the song, like, is clearly going with their voices and stuff. Like, they wrote the words first, and then the song is like an accompaniment to that. Sometimes you listen to a song and it's like you could put them each separately and they'd both be good. This is just one coherent niceness in a dope way. I like the story he was saying. He likes this girl, but despite that, it's probably better if she goes away.
It's because she's rich and he's poor.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool story. Is it from a musical, or is it just like the original song?
Yes and no, because it wasn't original. It's its
Which
own
was it
song.
first?
It's just its own song first.
Okay, yeah. I think
And
I
then-
love when there's songs that have stories.
And then it was put into the Jersey Boys musical in 2005 but the thing is, the Jersey Boys musical is all Four Seasons music, and it tells their story, so
Yeah.
it fits.
And then my last thing, I'm guessing they did this on purpose. And I say guess, but if they didn't, I will literally start a riot. I love the play on words. You know
Which
what I'm
ones?
saying? Dawn, go away. And he never realized. With Dawn.
I know, like Dawn, like
Don't.
sun.
Like, don't. Like, don't go. They're saying Dawn, go away, but at the same time, he wants her to stay. And it's like, don't go away. And I like that. I thought it was cool. Like, if you didn't know the words, you might think they were saying don't go away. But either way, I thought that was very cool. I like this song. I'll give it a 8 out of 10.
Wow,
Yeah,
he's
are you
finally
happy?
ranking them.
Are you happy?
Well, that's a higher ranking than the song you gave me. So,
Oh, wait, what song did I give you?
Drowning by Boogie with the Hoodie featuring Kodak Black. The piano intro is cool. I like the beat. The flow is good. Not a big rap fan, but it's all right. Kodak, his part's just okay.
Which I actually don't know. I didn't even realize there was 2 people in the song until I gave you the name of the song last episode. Which were his parts?
It was a part in the middle.
Okay.
And the chorus repeats a lot, which I'm not a fan of. Like, it's like it constantly like repeats. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of one of those songs where you play it in the background and you just kind of bop to it. Not one
like
where you.
I like my choruses like 2 to 3 times max. The ending is garbage because it just ends with it just stops, like no apparent ending of the song, like it doesn't fade away.
It's still not as bad as the one song you gave me
Yeah,
in the ending,
my rating is 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
All right,
It's always interesting to see each other's opinions.
what song are you giving me?
I am going to explain what the song is and give it to you at the same time. I'm gonna message you it. You're gonna need to save this or something.
Well, can you just tell me so I could write it down?
Yeah, that's not gonna work. So it's it's a song from an anime soundtrack.
I already hate it.
No, it's one of those songs where it like builds the emotion that the anime is building up. So imagine it just in the background of a movie, or like it's just a background song that like has a lot of emotion with it and it's cool. I love a lot of the songs in the background of this particular anime, which is a pretty sexual. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. It's called High School DxD. It's one of CJ's favorite animes. I think you've heard of it, Braden. since you're
Yeah, I
friends with
have.
CJ. Yeah, but dude, I love their soundtracks. It's one of the reasons I love the anime so much. I mean, it's also a good anime, but yeah, it's the song I'm giving you. It's a short one,
Okay.
but it is just like a background song, so it makes sense. What are you giving me?
I am giving you "You're the Inspiration" by Chicago.
You're the inspiration. That one?
Yeah.
Hey, Chicago. Okay. Sounds
All right.
cool.
So, do you want to talk about my things or your things?
I kind of forgot what my things were, so let's go with yours.
Okay. So, given we met when we were in 6th grade,
Why you keep saying this?
because we did.
We've been over this. You agreed with me that one time, and then afterwards you just forgot that happened, and every time you still say 6th grade.
No, because I remember seeing you in 6th grade.
You might have seen me, but we didn't, like, we weren't, I didn't, like, I wasn't like, oh, hi, Brayden. My
No,
name's
that's when
Given.
that is when our paths first crossed.
Okay, I'll accept that one.
But
I'll accept.
we didn't. I will say we met in 6th grade. We didn't become friends until 7th grade. I will say that.
I think it was 8th, but.
No, it was 7th. Okay, but that's besides the point.
Either way.
In sixth grade, something that was really big in our class
My penis.
was origami.
Yes.
And I was really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day, I was looking in my room. I saw a piece of paper, and I was like, "I'm gonna fold that and make something out of it, like I used to." And I did it, and I immediately remembered that I'd forgotten how to do anything in origami because I haven't made anything in origami since I was at least a freshman in high school, and that's 5 years at this point. And so I made a crane.
Just
And then I made a ninja star. And then I made a double-sided ninja star, which is bigger. And then I made a flapping bird, which if you pull the wing, if it flaps, if you pull on the tail. This wing is a little janky, but this wing's good. But yeah, I've recently have gotten back into that. I haven't done that in forever.
Okay, so I've got two things to say about origami. One, I do think I was a bit more into it than other people. I did origami before middle school. One, and then two, the other reason I think I was into it a bit more is I didn't just do like, you know, the finger claws and the ninja stars and the basic birds and stuff. I love like doing like trying to find all the different flower origamis you could do. Like I've made lotuses. Lotus is so cool. There was like this one that took like multiple pieces of paper and you had to use green and red, and it looked like a cube, and then you'd like pull at certain areas and it would unfold into like a rose.
No, I made balloons too.
Yeah, that's a basic one. No offense.
No, I made balloons. I made some dragons. And then I made what else did I make? I made a transforming ninja star that looked like an octagon, but then you folded it in and then it became like a big shuriken.
Sorry, I don't mean to be mean, but those are basic.
Yeah, they might have been basic, but you know what? I was the one who got origami banned in 6th grade. So there's another middle finger for you.
I don't know if I would agree with you getting it banned in 6th grade.
No, but it did get banned in 6th grade.
It did. It was just because everyone was doing it.
And I was one who would like deal. I would like make things for people.
Here you go, guys, and he just like chuck ninja stars at people.
No, I would deal origami like drugs. I would like people would talk to me in like second hour and be like, he come up, like people come and be like, hey Braden, can you give me a ninja star by 7th hour? And I'd be like, okay, bet.
This is pretty funny.
He's like, hey Braden, I'll give you a piece of gum if you make me a ninja star. And I was like,
hey,
I bet.
I'll suck your penis for a ninja star. The second thing I had to say.
Some people in our 6th grade class, I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, I was expecting you to say something like that, and I don't know what to say. But I was gonna say the other thing was I feel like origami was like a very like positive and creative thing that like a lot of middle schools, like a lot of schools, because it wasn't just our school. There's multiple schools that like had it and got
Oh
banned,
my God.
Like, all around. I don't know what you're saying, but I'm gonna continue.
No, stop.
Okay.
So I was messaging a friend just now on Instagram, and I sent her a text saying, "So, when's your next show? Like their next gig?"
Mm-hmm.
And it auto corrected to "When's your sexy show?"
What?
Oh God!
Did you click send?
Yeah, and
let's go.
No, and I sent that text like minutes ago.
You just realized.
And I just I sent
you
it 2
respond
minutes
first?
ago.
Did you respond yet?
No, I just said next. Oh my God, I hate autocorrect. Oh,
Where's your sex?
when's I said
When's your
when I
sexy
said when's
show?
I said when's your sexy show?
To be fair, actually no, not to be fair. I was gonna say T is next to Y, but N is not next to S. So I don't know what autocorrect is doing.
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, as
because I was just like, because I was focusing on the pod.
And then he looks back and he's like, I have sexually harassed this woman. Okay, so I was saying, origami was a thing that, like, you know, is proliferated the word? I'm gonna go with proliferated. Like during our time when we were in school, and I think it's like a very like positive thing for the kids to latch on to and like spread and stuff. Do you think kids in school right now are like also doing that, like still doing origami? And second, if not, do you think there's something else, or do you know if there's anything else like that they're doing similar?
I think there's some kids who are doing it, but not as big as we were. And kids are nowadays, I think that origami has been replaced with juuling in the bathroom.
It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah.
Oof. Actually, to be fair, I feel like there's a few kids that smoked in middle school, weren't there?
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely more people juuling now in middle school than they were that smoked in middle school.
Well,
but I still
we
feel
were
like
in
it's not a
middle school.
lot of people. Yeah. But I still feel like it's not like an overwhelming amount of people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Sterling is Sterling, so you can never
honestly, at this point, juuling in the bathroom should be a graduation requirement. Just because everyone's doing it.
Dang it, I'm not going to graduate college. Imagine. But do you think there's anything like positive that they've latched on to? Because I would say like origami is a cool thing. You know?
I don't know, maybe we should just bring it back. We should be like
just go into the
motivational
schools, we're like,
speakers.
here, we're going to teach you everything.
We're like, all right, kiddos, I'm going to teach you.
We just sit out in the field just waiting for like them to come out after lunch. They don't let them out because there's a code red. There's two creepy dudes with piles of paper in the field.
I was thinking more along the lines of we'd be like motivational speakers and we'd do an assembly about it.
I feel like they're less likely to learn how to fold paper, you know, memorize the ways and stuff. But I don't know.
Well, I
Cool.
wasn't talking about teaching them. I was talking about how they should be doing it.
You're doing it wrong. Okay. Did you say you had one other thing to talk about?
Yeah, one thing that could stem into more of a conversation is how easy that I can dream. So
like, you just go to sleep and dream all the time?
yeah, well, especially at a specific parts of my sleep time. So I will dream in the night just like anyone else, and then I will wake up. And if I don't have to wake up to do anything, if it's like 8 o'clock, be like, okay, I'm gonna go back to bed. And then I'll wake up again, and it'll be like 30 minutes later, and I will have had like a full-on dream.
Yeah.
And that'll happen to me like 3 times a day.
Jesus. You see, I was going to say, I knew that you were going to say it happens all the time. And I have experience, you know, where you have a dream and then you go to sleep and you have like a totally different dream that's like really big, even though it's not like within a lot of time.
I'll have these dreams, but I'll be like half asleep So they'll be like daydreams, but then they'll also be like actual dreams.
Yeah. But that's crazy that you can like that you have them so often.
And I could think about like if I'm thinking about something or someone, that thing or that person will be in my dream.
That's
like I'll experiment with it. I'll think about you and while I'm trying to go to sleep, and then you will be in my dream. I don't know what the dream will be about, but it'll be a dream.
He's just having sex with me. I was gonna say that's like, if that does work, that's like really cool.
Yeah.
Because I don't dream all the time, and usually when I do, it's not something that's like cool enough where I'll remember it.
No, like I could like one of my dreams a few weeks ago was I was at a friend's house and she wasn't there, and then she came in with her family. And then a bunch of my family came in, and then like one family that I did a show with a few months ago came in, and they had their 2 boys, and the youngest one had a beard, and then I left, the feast to go for a walk, and then I walk into like this one place that's like a bunch of different doors, and then I walk into one of the doors, and it's like this old couple's house, and they're like homicidal towards each other. They're like wrestling naked in a laundry basket. And like I can't escape the building.
Were they so small that they fit in the laundry basket, or was it just a ginormous laundry basket?
I think they were like a normal sized people in a normal sized laundry basket.
How?
And then I finally escape, and it's like hours later, it's nighttime, and then I walk across the street by Dairy Mart towards Lincoln School, and then my mom's there with cops trying to find me because I've been missing for hours.
Dude, like, he's been gone.
But yeah, it was a weird dream. And
that's crazy.
One of my dreams a few weeks ago was me and CJ got an apartment, and basically what had happened was it was just a normal apartment, but we slept on the floor. Like we had beds, but we just slept on the kitchen floor. And then I felt a pain in like my left arm in the dream, and I woke up and that same pain was there. So it proved my theory that pain in dreams is pain in real life.
Yeah, I don't believe in that. But I will say, last time I had pain like in a dream and in real life, I was like sleeping on my arm weird. And
yeah, that's exactly what had happened.
Okay, yeah. But you know, sometimes you'll feel pain in a dream and it's not like actual. But either way, it was the only time I'd ever been woken up by how painful something was. It was, and my arm wasn't even at something like.
Have you ever had a Charlie horse in your leg while you're sleeping?
No, never while I'm sleeping.
Never? You've never had
I've only had them when I'm awake.
I never have them when I'm awake. It's always when I'm sleeping.
That's horrible.
Like it'll be like 4:00 in the morning. I'm dead asleep, so and then like, no, like I rolled myself off of my bed, threw myself off my bed onto my concrete floor. Back in that old house we were living in at that point. Oh God, I was in so much pain.
I should stop laughing. That's crazy.
No,
though.
it's hilarious.
It's so crazy how different that is. You know,
yeah.
The fact that you only have them when you're asleep, and I only have them when I'm awake. Interesting.
It is weird.
Okay, now it's time for me to try to remember what I was going to talk about. Oh, I remember. I have it written down. It says coding assignment. So I have coded before. I've taken classes in high school and one here at college. And we're learning how to script for animators. So that means like different Adobe editing stuff. You can go in and you can write a script to do things in the software. So like let's say you needed to make 1,000 little squares or something, okay? You could just code it and it would be like make a square, and then it would be like loop that 1,000 times, which could be very helpful. But the problem with learning how to code with this is, one, usually coding programs will tell you like what you've written wrong so that you know what to fix. It doesn't do that. Two, there's like nowhere on the internet that shows how to script in these applications. Even though it is a very like useful thing to do and it's like easily possible, we can't look up things to find out how to do it. Like we have to ask the teacher, and then still we will have code that will, like, the teacher will even look at it and it should work. There's no reason it shouldn't. Like, it is written in such a way that there's nothing wrong with it. It should work, and it just won't. We were having like a midterm, and I was doing
Maybe
an
you're just
assignment.
stupid.
No, I'm not stupid though. I'm very competent. I love coding, and I was looking at it, and I was doing multiple things to double check, and nothing was making sense. And I asked the teacher, and he looks at the code, and literally it should have been working. And we just ended up having to do it a different way. But pretty much, I was trying to have the code display the name of like a shape layer in the editing stuff, and it like it's like in this project, in this scene, there's this layer. Say the name of it, and that's how you're supposed to do it. And we knew it would work because we tested it, and then we tried it, and it just wouldn't work. And I was like. It was just really annoying because I know how to code, and the coding is just like bad for some reason, or like weird.
Given.
Yeah, what's happening?
Do you think we could end this podcast in like 10 minutes?
Dude, we could end it right now. That was pretty much all I had to say. I was just annoyed at this coding.
Well, what else? Do you have anything else to say? Just because I've got somewhere to be in like half hour.
Places to be. I
got places to be, and by places to be, I mean I gotta go to Beans.
Which is a cafe, just so everybody knows what's cooking.
It is a local coffee shop that I enjoy, that I am meeting friends at to watch my other friend play music.
Looking at all the notes on my desk, I don't think I have anything else. Like, nothing on the top of my head, at least. So now it's time to try to figure out what we're gonna say that we were leaving people with in this episode.
Remember your dreams, because dreams are cool.
Honestly, it is like factually proven that if you have a dream and then you write it down in a dream journal, and you do that very often, you're more likely to remember your dreams and have more dreams, and that's just cool. So
I write down my dreams all the time.
No wonder you're getting dreams all the time. Then, you cheater! This doesn't even count.
Here's one. So I drove to New Jersey in 3 hours to see Robert in a show. I followed one of my cast members' moms to get home, lost them and found this kid to drive to Illinois with me. Then my GPS started to work. Then I dropped him off and went home. I'm magically at Polo Theater, and we're cleaning up for our show that we're doing.
How long have you been keeping a dream journal?
I don't do it
that often.
I just do it when I have a weird dream. Here's one. I'm at Polo Theater, back in time, because we went back in time. Hart loses his memory and we have to help him relive his day. And I'm sad because Andy put hot sauce on the Chips Ahoy's. Sam cloned herself and sent it to rehearsal, but the clone is self-aware and it knows that it's a clone. And a quiz is given by Kristen. A quiz is given by Kristen that you need to pass to leave the building.
This dream is ridiculous. Oh goodness. But how long have you been doing it? Like, just estimate. Like, when was the first time?
That last dream was probably a year ago at this point.
I was gonna say, would you say you had as many dreams before you started your dream journal, or do you think it has?
I think I have more. I think I have more.
So I mean, we have proof, guys. I mean, it's already been scientifically proven, but now you have first-hand proof.
Yeah. All right. You ready to end it?
I'm ready to end it.
Okay. Just outro given.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Idiots Talking podcast. If you did, make sure to show your support by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all of that stuff. And you'll hear us next time.
Yep. See ya.